I go my own way in life, not because I want safety or perfection or more of anything. I go my own way because I want life to be real. I mean, once you get past all the initial pedestrian shaming in the early stages of you can't get laid or you're scared to try again, you just get tired of being used and losing at the poker table. Society wants you to be addicted to gambling, and you're someone who walks away before you've lost your life savings. How many times do men need to find out that women don't really love them for who they are? A man wants what's real, so he goes his own way. He thinks, look, I just can't accept good enough. I need real. I need reality. I can't pretend this is real. I can't pretend she loves me. I can't pretend that 1 + 1 = 5. I can't pretend to see blue when I see red. And how is a red-pilled guy who can't unsee what he's seen? How can a man who can't pretend that up is down and black is white, how can he marry? How can he sign up for it? How can he go to work for it? How can he sign his life over to it? Honestly. How can he marry a woman when the laws of reality change daily with her because she operates on her feelings and he's trying to operate on reality? It just doesn't work. And being tired of the circus that uses you, it's not a poor me thing at all. It's just being healthy and walking away from an addiction like gambling. How many times do you need to be promised and then the promises be broken time and time again, no matter how virtuous and moral you are? It's just common sense to walk away eventually, isn't it? I cannot understand the guys who get married multiple times, the guys that keep dating the same women or women period when it's not working for them. Whether it's you or them or the system, you need to realize when two things aren't working well together. If neither of them are changing, or if one of them refuses to change the way they operate, and objectively you can see that you are who you are and you don't fit into that system, or you don't fit into the dating game, and you can't operate in such a way that it's enjoyable for you to mitigate the risks and accept the unfair rules, then I don't think there's anything wrong with walking away. The shame only lasts so long, I think. I think it tends to affect guys early on once they've taken the red pill, because the shaming for you to come back is about the only thing that can kind of work. The more you learn with red pill philosophy, the more the shaming becomes laughable. And I was thinking about this the other day. In all the things that men go through, whereby they eventually take the red pill of waking up, and they've tried with different women, and they've tried their approach, and they've tried with a good job, without a job, being able to see the difference, seeing that love doesn't exist in certain contexts, despite what the advertising and media tell you, despite what women tell you, the happily and forever after and for better or worse in sickness and in health. You start to realize the difference between what people say and wish and hope for and shame you with, as opposed to the way people consistently act over and over again. And going your own way, to me, is just being tired of it all and growing up and saying, I just want reality. I just want something real. I'm so tired of living in Never Never Land, in this other world that seems like a bad dream. I just want to wake up. I want a simple life. I don't want life to be perfect. I just want it to be simple and real. And that's essentially what I found when I listened to a lot of guys' stories and a lot of the things that come out of red pill philosophy. Is a philosophy built around rationality, simplicity. There's a fair bit of spirituality bred in there as well, but it's all pointing to wanting something real. Not buying into the marketing, not buying into the propaganda, not falling for the promises of the machine or women over and over and over again. How many times will the little girl cry wolf before you wake up and stop listening to her? How many times will the system keep promising you? You see, gynocentrism thinks from the female point of view. It feels that since women hypergamously desire more or better or more expensive, that men necessarily do. But men aren't hypergamous. It's not in our natures. I mean, unless it's sports or competition, something external. Men are happy with being simple and rational in their day-to-day lives. Men are happy with the concept of enough, of having enough. One suit, one car, one TV, unlike women generally. Any wonder the system panders to women's insecure and hypergamous consumerist more and more addictions. Women want more stuff, like a squirrel stores more nuts for the winter to survive up ahead. This is women's survival fear. This is the more addiction of women. Their survival overcompensation, if you will. Male survival doesn't overcompensate hypergamously for more like women's nature does. Men don't need more, nervously, like women do, because we're largely self-sufficient. Men want real, simple quality over insecure, overcompensating quantity, if you will. I think the system overlooks this aspect of rational male nature, that you can only push a man so far and exploit him time and time again, keep changing the rules and moving the goalposts, as the machine continues to laugh and then insultingly says, "Try again, sucker." And then eventually a self-respecting, thinking man's common sense finally unplugs and thinks, hang on, this is crazy. I can't do this anymore. I'm not after anything perfect or unreasonable. I'm starting to see that nature and the world is as it is. I just want what's real and fair. I don't want a fantasy. I don't want a jackpot. Most men don't mind giving to women and jobs, provided they compensate them fairly and rationally for their efforts, without the headaches and double-crossing. Half of men's time these days in a gynocentric system is male-based reality fighting against female emotions. Men just want workable and fair reality. Men want the basics. But there's the big Achilles heel of women to men. You know, men are self-sufficient when it comes to the world and themselves and everything around them because they can make it happen. But they can't change women. Women are out of their control largely, and men have to play their game to get anywhere with them. So men tend to defer to them, and then they take on women's fears of hypergamous overcompensation, putting all their eggs into her basket. And then when she has his children, he's even more fearful of loss. And so men take on even more of women's fears. You see the beautiful minimalism a man gets from going his own way and living his own life moves away from gynocentrism and female nature that's constantly going for more and climbing higher and higher and overcompensating. There's a clarity in minimalism that tends to come with going your own way. A parallel recently would be Jordan Peterson's famous quote of cleaning your own room. I think there are great parallels to going your own way and facing reality in that respect too. Women find minimalism hard because it's the concept of living with less and accepting less. It requires risking having enough for the future. But to think like this, you need to be a self-reflective and sane person. Calmly knowing you have enough is a minimalist mindset. Knowing you have enough comes from knowing you are enough and knowing who you are and being self-reflective. This is largely too abstract for women. Women aren't great at thinking abstractly. So men tend to be able to reflect and be honest in this way. And it's no surprise that women can't understand going your own way because of their dependency. It's like,
how can you go your own way? The world is a tribe.
Well, not when the tribe doesn't cooperate. From the outside, I'm sure going your own way seems like, men are on a diet, they're temporarily fasting, it's a fad, it's a short-term cleansing period, they'll get over it. Rather than seeing it's like finding religion, it's the state of finally finding reality, and the noise goes away. It's the freedom from excessive burdens and the validation of others by proving yourself through consumption and women and bosses and climbing the ladder and, asking everyone else except yourself if it's okay. So yeah, men didn't go MGTOW to climb some ladder or for perfection or safety. Not safety. Taking the red pill is scary as hell because you realize you're completely on your own. It's for none of those reasons. It's because you're tired of what you had before and you want something real and honest from now on. Men didn't go MGTOW because some woman hurt them. Men went their own way because they were tired of broken promises and being used. Men went their own way because they wanted something real. Anyway, later, gentlemen. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon under this video, and keep checking my channel for new videos. Feel free to donate through Patreon or PayPal too. It keeps me creating, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks.